If you're flipping phones, you're probably on a race to the bottom, flipping phones and fighting for scraps on eBay or even Facebook Marketplace. But what if I told you you're selling to the wrong people? Look, it's 2025 and making extra money isn't a goal anymore. For a lot of us, it's a necessity. You've seen those videos of people flipping couches, mattresses, and even clearance items. See, the profit from those hustles are razor thin and the work is overly exhausting. I'm going to show you a system I use to build a six-figure income, flipping phones, getting a phone store, and also wholesale warehouse with one of the most highest profit margins and more consistent side hustles out there. In this video, I'm pulling back the curtains on my entire system for selling used iPhones to overseas buyers and utilizing a network to have them actually competing against each other. I'm going to show you the price list the buyers actually send, the prices that I actually use, and the sourcing method I put into place to source tens, 20, and even sometimes hundreds of phones a month. This is the type of information that sets the phone flipping hobbyist and the businesses apart. I'm going to give you the information to help you actually turn this into a business, that organized system, so you can actually execute, making sure that you're profiting from every single flip you have. This isn't about one lucky score. This is about building a scalable, profitable business. Now, before we get started, make sure you comment below. Everybody that comments below in the first hour of you seeing this video, you're going to be entered into my raffle November 20th at 6 p.m. for a free pair of AirPod clones. I'm going to be giving it away. I'll be live. I'll put everybody's name in a randomizer. You will see me respond back to you when you comment under this video. Like this video so that it gets in the algorithm. Thank you so much to everyone that has subscribed. And most importantly, guys, make sure you turn on that bell. I'll be releasing more phone flipping and also reselling content as the weeks go. And last but not least, of course, we have Hustle 360. That is our community for phone flippers where you get the phone flipping buyers price list and access to buyers and myself helping you literally negotiate. It's only $27. The link is below. Join the community and let's work together. It's not about a mentorship and it's also not about a community where we sit and kumbaya around the fire. It's more so about execution, making sure we're goal setting. And if you're a phone flipper, execution is really, really important. So join that community. $27 a month for you to make thousands is not a bad investment. I hope to see you guys there. Link is below. All right, let's get into it. So how I make money flipping used phones overseas. Now, number one, I want to make this very clear. This video will cover why overseas is the answer. The price list will be revealed and also my sourcing system. Now, when it comes to me sourcing and when it comes to me actually showing you the price list, guys, I will be doing this so you guys could benefit and also letting you know throughout the end of the video exactly how you could make sure you're always in the loop and you will be able to get these buyers so that you never overpay for devices and also can close more deals. Okay, so first you need to understand a pyramid of phone flipping. Everybody has a crucial part. The general public is going to be the people that are getting the phones no matter what. This is the end of the line. This is the people that we are all trying to eat from. These are the consumers. Now, I also want to make this clear. You can sell straight to consumers or to wholesale buyers. And that's why this is a beautiful pyramid system. Now, you have local flippers. That would be who you are right now. Local flipper, someone that is flipping devices and you're getting phones from consumers, but also you're getting phones from people that are going into stores and getting phones or getting free phones or new phones some way, somehow, okay? We don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it. And then you have the local wholesalers. Local wholesalers are going to be people that are getting phones and they're selling them in their area. You will find a bunch of these individuals around if you really look. Now, with local wholesalers, I'll give you a great example. If I'm in the store and I'm working and somebody walks in and says, "Hey, can I talk to the owner?" I say, "Hey, that's me. Hey, how are you? I want to let you know my name is Robert. I'm here to buy phones. If you don't liquidate them, I will buy them from you." And usually this person is an individual that is working for someone overseas. Another example, and I have plenty of these actually in Philly, is people that are connected overseas, but the overseas buyer is using them as a source, like a mule, someone that is actually going to take the phones from the United States and go on a plane and bring it to wherever their whole overseas buyer is. Now, the overseas buyer is a company. It is not just a person. Usually they have a bunch of money. This is going to be a company that is selling phones to consumers in their country. And these are the powerful people. So you got the overseas buyer, the local wholesalers, which they're going to be a little bit less accessible to regular people, but they are around. And then local flippers, which usually are the people trying to flip phones on OfferUp and Facebook and using ads and all of that. And then you have general public, the people that are consuming it. Now, you have to figure out where you want to actually be on this pyramid versus where you actually are. Now, me personally, I am a local wholesaler. I'm not an overseas buyer. I'm not somebody that's overseas and utilizing a big company. But I will say this, having ties to these overseas buyers makes you powerful because you could actually utilize their buying power. Next though, my discourse, or where I was kind of frustrated, was I didn't want to just be a local buyer. I didn't want to be a phone store buying phones and then just shipping it. I wanted to have multiple overseas buyers, and that made me even more powerful in the space and also more seasoned because I learned how each overseas buyer works. Different, they price different, they want the phone shipped different, They want to make sure things are different because everyone has a different preference. So you just, again, want to know where you lie on this pyramid and where you want to be. If you want to be an overseas buyer, then you can do it. If you want to find multiple buyers, you're going to be more powerful. It's up to you. Now, each price list should actually have these categories under wraps. If you don't have a price list that has all of these categories, it's not necessarily a price list from a wholesale buyer. It's usually a buyback company, two different things. Wholesale buyer is going to be a person that buys everything. A buyback company cannot. They're restricted and they're usually in the United States. So I'll give you a good example. It's a buyback company out here that has a free price list, and that price list only buys used phones, not new. That's one indication because a lot of companies that are buybacks can't necessarily outright buy new phones. Why? Because then they're gonna be hit and asked, well, where are you getting these new phones from? And they don't have the answer, just like you don't, right? Like, you don't know where that person that's selling you that new iPhone 17 Pro Max actually got it. They're selling it lower than market value, and you don't really know where. So that is why you'll see that a lot of these companies are only buying used iPhones and used Samsungs, but a wholesale price list will do this. They'll buy new/used phones, Samsungs, Pixels, MacBooks, Apple Watches, Galaxy Watches, iPads, MacBooks, game systems, iCloud lock phones, blacklisted, everything, like literally anything, cases, chargers, anything they'll buy because they are reselling it in another way in their country, whether it's a store or a pop-up shop, wherever they decide to sell it, they're selling and making more money because it is worth more where they're at. Now, the reason you want to use a price list is it's going to help you find market value. Why do you need market value? What is market value? Market value is what all buyers, and this is something that is subjective because you need to have multiple buyers to know, but this is going to be the sum of all of your buyers, right? And if you as a phone flipper have a market value of whatever devices they buy, so all you do is add up the prices for every single buyer that gives you an offer and divide it by however many buyers you have, this is going to help you gauge where you need to start making your offers. Because again, you don't want to make an offer that's too high or too low. Next, more buying power. So I can buy iCloud locked, blacklisted, phones that are Samsung or Google locked. You can buy anything. You can buy PS5s, Nintendo Switches, anything if you have the right buyers. Because guess what? Every single buyer wants whatever they need. And that is where supply and demand comes. Next, avoid overpaying, which I kind of hinted in the first one, which is you don't want to overpay for a device. Therefore, you want to make sure you know what the market value is. Because if you are just judging a price off of what one buyer will pay, it is going to hurt you when it comes to that buyer maybe saying, oh, the price went down, or, oh man, I don't need any of those right now. This happens in the reselling industry, and you don't want this to happen to you. Quick story. I had a student that is in the community, and he is selling the Nest, the Amazon doorbells, or one of the cameras or whatever. And he had a guy in California buying them. But when November and December now coming, they were now deducted in price. And then he sent out an email a few days ago saying he doesn't want to buy them any longer. He has too many and he can't move them. So again, you want to have multiple buyers, but you also want to know that you could compare the pricing just in case you buy high. You're not now stuck trying to liquidate it yourself because that buyer doesn't buy it anymore or he cut the price. And last but not least, you want to close deals fast. I want to make this very clear. Wholesale buyers don't pay the highest amount. Where they do actually come in with a benefit is they actually will cash you out faster. Now, a consumer is always going to pay higher. A wholesale buyer is always going to pay faster. You have to understand which one you need at that moment for whatever device or devices you are selling. Now, I wanted to show you guys this because, again, I want to show there are used phones in the market that you can actually sell to wholesale buyers and get okay money for. An iPhone 13 Pro 128, $320. An iPhone 15 Pro 256, $395. An iPhone 15 256, $250. And an iPhone 16e 512, $200. Now, while this isn't the best amount you can get, this is a cash out that they got immediately. $1,165. This person probably made $200 profit off of the initial investment. And then you can keep going. iPhone 17, 256, and all the way down. Now, this is from the week of 11/16/2025 used devices. Now, this is from my students in the community because, again, we give you access to the buyer's price list, and you can also utilize me where I'll go and help you do offers. So you can set up a booked call for free. I don't charge you for any calls, any type of communication we have when you're a student. And again, the link is below, and it's $27 to join Hustle 365. And that is just saying we're going to be consistent the next 365 days onward. Okay. So again, used phones are still going. Now, let's get into the price list. Now, speaking of the price list, how do you actually get it? So this is my website, WESPLY. It gives you access to wholesale products and also a bunch of material needed to learn this how to do your income streams on a more consistent and also execute on things such as phone flipping. So if we go to learn, we can go to price list. We go to price list. It gives you the option just to unlock a price list. This is the buyer's price list. This has a 50 buyer price list on it. Now, the buyer's price list is $87. The reason is I have to pay these people. So you pay one time $87, you get it free for life. And I'm talking about all updates. Now, this is exactly how it looks. All right. You have new phones, used phones, Samsung's, iCloud Lock blacklisted, iPads, Apple accessory, Apple Watches, MacBooks. Now, I'm going to go back to the Apple accessories. It actually lets you know how to actually sell things such as PS5s or even Nintendo Switches, AirTags, Apple mouse, and more, okay? Now, when it comes to the new phones, we're not gonna talk about those in this video. We're more focused on the used. Now, these are some of the prices, but Brandon, where do you get these prices from? Well, let me actually expose one of my buyers lists. Like, I'm gonna expose it and show you where I'm getting these prices from, and these prices are market value. And after that, I'll show you the sourcing method I use. Now, here is a price list from one of the buyers, and this is what we get on the back end. And we take this pricing and we add it to the other buyers and we divide it by 50 because we're using 50 buyers, y'all. So in the community, you'll get something like this where you can actually see the behind the scenes as well. Now, iPhone 17 Air Locked 480 A+ grade. But what do these grades mean? We have an A+, B+, B, C, and a D, and a DOA. Well, we can go all the way up here and we can actually look at what these mean. A+, fully functional, perfect condition, no dents or scratches anywhere. B+, fully functional, tiny scratches and outer frame is not bumped. B grade, fully functional, dent or scratch present, no heavy deep scratches. B grade is going to usually be what you have. C, fully functional, heavy dents or scratch, cracked glass, good LCD. D, fully functional, heavy dents or scratches, LCD lines/spots, no blackout LCD. DOA, no power, any combination of problem, no missing parts allowed. Carrier, this is something I don't even deal with, so we're not even gonna say nothing about that one. But there is a bunch of different options because we are not just talking about the 17. We're also talking about 16s, 15s, 14s, 13s, 11s, 13 Pros, 16s, E's, whatever you need, you could actually sell to these buyers. And as you guys see, this is what they're paying. Now, you're going to be able to know from this exactly what you need to deduct. But just before we start looking into that, let's see what the 16 and under models are looking like. So now I'm showing you the 16E and under. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this is because it's interesting how some people overprice. If you were to see a 16E on OfferUp or Facebook, somebody probably right now is asking for around 400 or even $300. And that's not what it's worth, right? It's worth $280 for a iPhone 16E unlocked 128 and $170 for iPhone 16E locked 128, okay? Now, we can go and keep going and scrolling, but again, I go through this in the private community, and also I do little lives every single Monday going over updates on the price list on this channel, so subscribe. Now, when it comes to the 15 plus, you can easily see that this is showing you the exact value that this buyer deems these devices to be. Why is this important? Well, it's important because you don't want to overprice. And I'm about to show you using OfferUp how some people, they fluctuate their prices just to catch those buyers that are doing phone flipping for hobbies and just guessing on what the value of a device is. Okay, so we're on OfferUp. Let's look up an iPhone 16E because I am curious to see what they are going for right now. So you see an iPhone 16E right now in Philadelphia, where I'm located, guys. It is $350. This person is looking for it, and we're definitely not going to do this, but we see this is a legitimate seller. This is somebody that has 50 reviews. They started September 2016. But look, if we click on this, I can already tell she's not a wholesale seller. She's not somebody that sells phones on a consistent basis. So she's ignorant. She doesn't know. This isn't like something she's doing on purpose. But knowing the prices, I can even show you that, hey, I'm not going to overpay. Instead, what I'm going to do is I would look at this price list and I would say, okay, 280 is the most I can do when it comes to me making money with this buyer. So I'm not going anywhere near there if it's unlocked. Mostly it's unlocked. It's not unlocked though, because it seems like this is one of her old phones. So it's probably locked on her account. So unfortunately, 170 is what I would get paid. So would I do this deal? Absolutely not. It wouldn't be worth it, right? But what I would do is I'm going to make sure that I either stay clear or I appear, right? I'm going to make sure that if I did make an offer, the offer would be something that made sense for me. If I know for a fact, let me see if she said that it was locked. It's nothing wrong with no cracks. It's Boost Mobile, horrible company. So what I would do is, and that's no shot at Boost Mobile, but I'm just saying it's a horrible company to buy from. So what I would do is, I know for a fact that I'm getting paid 170. That is a low number. I personally would stay away from this device, or I would sell it to a consumer. I'll do a video in the future, maybe next, if you guys like this video and show me that you guys like this type of content, I'll do a used to wholesaler, used to consumer. Which one? Because it's a difference, right? But 170, I probably would try to make at least $30 off of this. Therefore, I'm gonna take $30 off of the price the buyer has set. 140 is my ceiling. I can't go over 140 because I wanna make sure I maintain some type of profit. But what I have to do is make wiggle room. So I'm gonna subtract another 20. 120 is the highest. So that's so low, I would just come out and say I could do 120. Right? Now, the beautiful thing about phone flipping is nobody is gonna overprice people will overprice. Nobody's gonna over offer someone if they are a buyer like us, right? They're gonna know market value too. It's just all about how many buyers you actually have. Because if you have a bunch of buyers, you can actually be more flexible. That's when the other price list that I just showed you comes in hand. That's when, instead of utilizing just one price list, like I'm showing you guys that buyer on the back end that showed us that price list, you wanna use a wholesale price list that has more buyers on it. Therefore, you have more of an option, because again, all of our buyers are going to negotiate up. So once you send that device that you want to sell, let's say it was the 16E, you will send it to an email, and that email is going to be on the information tab, okay? So this is the buyer's price list. This is the one that I showed you on the website, wesply.com. But what happens, right, is this information tab right here at the bottom corner is where you're going to see an email that you can shoot all of the phones you have to buyers. Now, you're going to shoot that email to the buyers will get it, and then they have 24 hours to negotiate with each other. Now, we have a private email chat where these buyers are going to be negotiating, hey, I'll do 200, I'll do 250, I'll do 260. And then they'll just get quiet and then we'll say, okay, so we'll do 260. I'm gonna let the seller know, and then we close the deal. Now, lastly, let's talk about my sourcing strategy. I make 10 offers and I make my students make 20 offers a day. Now, eventually you're going to run out and you're going to start seeing that your area is saturated, and that's exactly what you want. So what happens is I'll go into OfferUp and I'll type in iPhone, whatever iPhone I want to attack, right? Now, I don't do 17s and I don't really do 16 Pro up, okay? Reason is if I'm going to kick out money for a phone, I want it to be less than $500, okay? Because if I'm buying a phone for $900 and I'm only making $500 profit, it doesn't make sense. So what I do is I go on OfferUp. I don't do Facebook because Facebook seems, in my opinion, and it could be different in your area, I only can speak about things I actually do. Facebook is very slow. It has people that are trying to sell the phones that are collecting dust in their drawers, and they are price gouging crazy. I find OfferUp has more hustlers, people that are actually trying to sell their phones because they need rent money or because they have something coming up, like they're trying to sell it, right? So, prime example, this is an absolutely absurd price, right? iPhone 13, $475. That's absolutely insane. Because if you look right here, the iPhone 13 is not worth that at all. It's actually one of the least profitable phones. So if it's an unlocked phone, which it should be at this point because that phone is really old, then it's worth B grade is what we always want to really stick with. Even if it is B plus or A plus, I always stick with B just in case the buyer is like, oh, it's a scratch right there, right? $140. So see, that's not any money. So I wouldn't even go and try to get this device because there's no point. It has to be a device that is priced fairly, right? Look at this, iPhone 13 Pro Max 256 or 256 parts only. Well, that's fine because the buyer's list actually allows us to buy parts. So we could also see that for parts with the buyer's price list, we actually have another option. So I just pulled up one of the lists from one of my buyers, and for the iPhone 13 Pro Max parts only, so that would be D grade, he is paying $30. So I could offer this person $5 for that device that they can't even use at all, and they can sell it to me or not. But if it was something where it was still turning on, I can get $100. So I probably would offer $40. So again, having buyers gives you this type of buying power where you can buy any device no matter what, where, how, or when. It sort of kind of makes you feel like you have a one-up on all of the competition in your area. But back to our sourcing. So next, what I would do is when I did go to OfferUp, I'm going to make sure that I am finding devices like this, or even I can go to iPhone 15. We're going to have more reasonable pricing there. I can go and look at something like this. I know for a fact that this is worth probably $350. I'm always going to say I can blank, so like a I can offer. So it has to be an offer. I can do 265 or whatever, right? 265. And then I'll ask a question just to get them to respond. This is on a account, right? And as you guys see, via my messages, I always have consistent streams of people trying to sell me phones, answering my questions. These are how you consistently get leads, because maybe they don't want to do it. Maybe they don't want to actually seal the deal with me. What I do is I'll say, okay, listen, here's my number. Contact me if anything changes. If not, great. Keep me in mind. And I do this because they're going to text me whenever they want to sell that phone, or if nobody offers a good price. And now I have that person actually knowing, okay, I got this person in my back pocket. It's a great way to get sales. Now, I'll give you guys more and more and more and show you guys more examples and more videos that are coming. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, $27 with Hustle 365 is my community. This community is for resellers and also for phone flippers. One thing I love and enjoy about my business and just the way that I am orchestrating with my students is that I have a community where we do more execution and talking. My community isn't about, hey guys, what are you guys working on? I don't care about that. I care about you telling me what your goal is and let's get it done, okay? So we have weekly classes. We also give you every single piece of literature I've ever created, okay? Now, if you guys don't know, I am someone that makes sure when you join this community, you're getting free book calls. You're able to work and talk to me as much as you need for me to help you and point you in the right direction. As long as you continue to grind and continue to attempt to execute, I'm here, right here, in your pocket to make sure that I give you all of the insight and the foundation that I actually have to build and grow, including my buyers, all of my guides, courses for you to get for as low as $27 a month. And also, if you don't have that, you don't need a community. You can grind and grow on your own. I'll tell you this right now, I give a bunch of free content on this channel and you can take advantage of it just by subscribing and hitting the bell. I'm consistent and someone that always wants to make sure that I front fill you guys with information, because it's not about you learning or watching. It's more so about you learning how I felt so that you don't have to repeat that. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next